Welcome everybody to the first episode of the Tim Wenger podcast. Working title. I might try to figure one out that's better.
One day.
One day. I'm your host, Tim Wenger. Joining me tonight is a key character in my March for Life vlogs. If you've seen them, you'll already know who this kid is. But if you haven't, what the hell are you waiting for? Go watch them like yesterday.
Go watch them.
Anyway, without further ado, my buddy, the one, the only, Kyle Cabral. Kyle, thanks so much for coming on for the
Guys.
first episode. I'm actually kind of scared about this. Not really sure how it's gonna
Thanks
go.
for having me, man.
Glad I finally caught you at a time when neither of us weren't busy.
Yeah, I know. School life is crazy, man. It's just
absolutely.
crazy.
First of all, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself? Who the hell are you? What the hell are you doing?
About myself?
Yeah.
Who am I?
It's a deep
I'm still trying
question.
to figure that out to this day.
Dude, aren't we all?
Dude, facts. All right, so I'm Kyle. I'm 21. I'm a senior at UMass Dartmouth in computer science. School is my life right now, and I'm just trying to vibe, play some video games, get my degree, and get a
Uh-oh.
job. That's who I am.
Well,
Me and Tim, we go way back.
Hold on. I just gotta interrupt real quick. Right after you said get your
You gonna cut me
degree.
off?
Right. What did you say right after you said get your degree? Because it kind of cut out.
What did I don't even know what I said, honestly. I said get my degree and get a job. It's probably what I'm trying to do right now.
Fair enough.
Me and Tim, we met way back.
I was gonna say that you just brought up my next question.
How did we meet?
That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
So we met back in the day, through church, I think.
Yeah, I think was it during the March for Life, or did we meet at one of the what the hell were they called?
Like one of those like youth group meetings or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how we first met, because then we like went to DC and became like buddy. Like, I don't think we knew each other very well.
Yeah, because when I was planning for this, I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
Because I remember I went to a couple
so
of
long
the.
ago.
Yeah, I know. I remember my sister and I went to a couple of the youth group things. And then when I was basically invited, I think it was by Karen Coughlin, rest in peace.
Yep. Rest in peace, Karen.
I think I want to say she was the one that invited me to go on the March for Life with you guys, because a couple of years prior, my sister went with you guys, but I went with Coyle.
Gotcha.
Rest in peace. And and I remember, like, at the time, I think the only people from Holy Family that I would really have considered my friends, like people I actually legitimately knew,
right,
were like Bridget Edlum through Coyle.
Yep.
And then like Lucas, Paulo, and Connor Lynch. Because I kind of became buddies with them through the drop-in. That's what it was. The drop-ins.
Yeah. I think that's how we met, like, first. Like,
yeah, I think we probably did. So then,
Yep.
I remember the first year, I think it was like me, you, Connor, and Lucas in one room, and then that's kind of Lucas and Connor kind of did their own thing because they're boys.
Yep.
So that kind of just left us together.
Exactly. Yeah.
And hey, look what came of it.
It worked out. I mean, yeah, I think we first came in contact at one of those drop-in nights, and then we just kind of went to DC. We kind of knew who we were, not really, and we just kind of hit it off, kind of boys since then.
Exactly, and still to this day. And one thing that I find absolutely crazy about that first year in DC is that Joe and I did not like each other.
Yeah, they hated each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't even remember why. I honestly think what it probably was the fact that
you were jealous that Joe liked me, and
I
was giving Joe time, and you were like, "That's my boy. I want Kyle."
Yeah, I didn't want to say it that way, but yeah, kind of like. I remember, like, so when I'm very socially awkward when I'm in a group of people I don't know.
Yep.
So, like, one thing that I typically do is, like, I'll, like, kind of like become like buddy with like one person in a group, and then kind of latch onto them. So like when they start, like, and I think I was also trying to, like, I kind of felt like an outsider a little bit that year because I didn't really know you guys as well as you knew each other. So I was trying to feel as included as possible, and I'm sure I came off looking like a douchebag.
I really don't remember. Like,
I
It was so long ago. I really don't remember, but I do remember you being jealous of Joe. I do remember
Yeah,
that.
that was probably what it was because you were
Yeah.
like really the only person like through that trip you became I think we became closer than I was with Connor, Lucas,
Yeah.
Paulo.
Yeah.
No disrespect to any of those guys. I love those guys.
I'm just cooler, guys. You heard it here first. It's what it is.
Yeah, and your soccer warm-up kit, that Adidas jumpsuit.
So there's a funny story behind that. That trip was coming up, and I was like, "Wow, I want to wear something that's like warm," and like I didn't know what to get, and I kind of went out looking for shit. And I was like, "Oh, you know what would be cool is if I got like that." There was like I don't know at the time. I think it was like a trendy. The Adidas soccer kit is what it came to be known as, but
Yeah, yeah.
that was like a trendy thing. I was like, "Yo, this is gonna look sick," and I spent some decent money buying that whole kit. I bought
Oh
the pants, I bought the jacket. I was ready to go. I felt good. Get in the bus, and then
no,
everybody. Yeah, go ahead. You start.
I started chirping you at the subway station
Yeah,
first thing in the morning.
first thing in the morning, you were chirping, and then all day, that's all I heard was Kyle's soccer warm-up kid. Bro, I loved. I thought I was the shit. I was looked sick. I
I
was
mean,
like,
it's a dope look if you can pull it off, and honestly, you did. That's why I kept
barely.
chirping it.
The way I looked, it did look like I played for a soccer team, and it did look like I was going out to do some warm-ups. I looked like the guy who was
you
on the team but never played. I
you
was
know,
just sat on the bench.
all you needed was like a bright colored vest, like a work vest,
Yeah,
and
something.
you'd look like a sideline ball boy for the New England Revolution.
I got the scrub jersey on, ready to go. I'm in the subs.
You've got the team beanie, although I think
Yeah.
you're wearing a Patriots beanie.
Jeez, I was wearing
Oh,
a
wait, that's
Patriots
right, because
beanie.
that's right, because later that day we went to the mass at the Verizon Center, as it
Yeah.
was called at the time. And
Yep.
dude, I actually I remember seeing it on my Snapchat story a couple weeks ago. Where do you remember everyone was leaving the mass,
Yep.
which it was like a full hockey arena. So we're
Yep.
all walking out, so it's like packed as if it was a hockey game just ended.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, I remember we heard this kid just yell, "Ooh, deflate gate."
Yep. That's when it was like hot too. Like that
Yeah,
was like in the heat of it right there.
yeah.
Everyone was like, "I hate Brady. I hate Brady." Yep. I
And
remember that.
I remember looking over and it was some kid in like a Chicago Bears hoodie.
I was like, "Rip." Dude, you got at
The
the time I think they
Bears.
had Jay Cutler. I was like, you're doing great, man. Keep it
Yeah.
up." Yeah.
There- There's a scrub name if I've ever heard one. I'm not, like I said all night last night during the Super Bowl, I'm not even a football fan.
Damn.
So
I
let's
don't know
get
what
in.
you're doing with your life. How are you not a football fan? You live in New England, man. Come on.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Tom Brady is the greatest football player in the history of the game.
Oh
I
yeah.
will never deny that. And
Yeah, he's the best.
I like to think of myself kind of as a general sports fan. Like I can really
Right.
like I can turn on almost any sport and figure out what's going on for the most
Right.
part.
Right. Right.
So like I I appreciate and I understand and appreciate the athletic abilities of other sports.
Yeah.
So I'm not like a football hater or anything.
Yep.
What Tom Brady has done in the last 20 years is unfreaking believable.
He's the best.
Oh,
I love that guy.
absolutely.
I'm a little jealous that he left New England, but I kind of get it why the whole how everything turned out. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it hurt, man. Just watch him
Especially
pass that touchdown to Gronk. Those two touchdowns to
I
Gronk.
know.
Oh,
I
I was
of
getting
course I
deja
didn't even
vu, bro. I was so sad.
unfortunately I wasn't able to see those until later in the game when they were showing highlights because I was out
Ah,
shoveling. I watched
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I was able to watch like the first two drives
Hmm.
and then I had to go out shoveling and then I got back literally as like the fireworks were shooting up over the weekend at the end of his
Damn,
halftime show. And then
damn.
I saw like the entire second half. I
So you
heard
didn't see
people
the halftime show?
no, I don't care. I saw the meme.
There were some good memes that came out of there. I saw
Dude,
one where
my favorite one,
let's hear it.
I'll pull it up on my phone. It was the video of him like when he has the camera and he's like looking around. It says,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
"It's
Yep.
like 4-year-old me when I lose my mom at the supermarket."
I saw that one, the same one where it was like when you're drunk and trying to find the bathroom, and he's like running around trying to find it. It was, oh, dude. Yeah, I knew that like watching that in the moment, I was like, there are gonna be so many good memes that come from this. So there
Yeah, me
always are.
too.
There always are.
Dude, actually, speaking of memes, so the streaker.
Oh, I missed
So
this part.
so not only did I not miss this part, I had face cam going.
Yeah.
I'll,
What,
I,
what happened?
so it was like I think it was like 5 minutes left in the fourth, maybe.
Hmm.
And like Mahomes during the like entire first part of the third or fourth quarter, when the clock was running, he was trying to get the Chiefs
Yep.
on the line
Hmm.
and get the snap off as quickly as possible.
Yep.
and one of the officials kept like walking up between him and the center and like putting up his hand telling him to wait. So Mahomes was getting pissed off.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm surprised I didn't hear the commentators talk about it. I'm surprised because it was very obvious that he was getting pretty heated with the officials.
Yeah. Yep.
So I saw Mahomes at one point. So the clock's running, and then I hear whistles, and the clock stops, and Mahomes has his arms up. He's like what the hell? And
What's
then
going on?
yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't see the official. Like, what's going on? Then all of a sudden, across my screen, I see just this pink blur. I'm like, oh my god. So
Damn.
when I was watching it, my first thought was, do you remember Vitali on
Yep.
YouTube?
Yep.
So he did this before.
He did this all the time. He made
Yeah,
a thing of this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like I think he streaked. Maybe it was like 1 or 2 Super Bowls. I think he might have snuck into
Hmm.
the second one because I think he was banned from every NFL stadium. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah,
And
I think
then
he was too, actually.
one year he streaked at the. Oh no! I
NBA
remember
game.
one year he streaked at the Super Bowl. I think another year he had a girl streak at the Super Bowl,
Yeah, maybe
and
that's
then
accurate.
and then a
Or a
third
soccer
time,
game.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then he streaked at the NBA Finals.
Yep.
So as soon as I saw this, I'm like, dude, did Vitali really get back in? Sure enough, I'm scrolling through the news today,
It's
and
Vitaly, the man, the
no, it
myth, the
wasn't
legend.
Vitali, but
Oh
here's a
shit.
headline I found. Super Bowl streaker was planted by disgraced YouTube star. Because I noticed I was looking at pictures.
Oh.
He was wearing like a I don't know if it was like a lingerie, like a women's lingerie or like a women's one piece bathing suit. But I noticed on Google Images
That
on
was
the
just one of those
front,
big pink thongs. I thought that was.
yeah, I don't think it was a like a Borat man thong, but I noticed on across the chest it said I forget if it was just Vitali or Vitali ZD TV uncensored.
Yep.
Which do you know what that is?
That isn't that his like that's his brand, isn't it? That's like his
It's
channel.
his adult
Oh,
brand
oh.
on an adult website.
Ah,
I had to do
see?
some research.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Wink wink. Yeah. That's why I said brand,
Yeah,
see?
so it says
So
Vital.
it
Yeah, it says
technically
Vitali
was him.
uncensored. Yeah, you know what? It does kind of look more like a Borat thong now that I look at it.
It's one of those pink giant thongs.
I love how at one point, dude, oh my god, I was listening. Did you hear the commentators afterwards?
No.
So I was watching
Oh,
the
I missed
game.
it. I went upstairs to grab a beer,
Oh,
came
are you
back, and like,
shitting
dude,
me?
you missed a streak. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me?
So it was so funny.
Damn.
They had the wide angle with the two like the offensive defensive line that they have for every snap.
Hmm.
So then after the dude runs across the camera, they just start cutting to like the crowd and like players on the
Right.
sidelines
Yeah.
because they're not gonna give this guy
Any TV
the
time.
airtime. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So after a while, you hear the crowd just uproar, and one of the I think it was the color guy I think said that
I'm
the
waiting. What?
he's
I'm waiting for this.
he said that the streaker had more rushing yards than the Chiefs did all night.
Jesus.
And it
Dude.
was so funny because I heard this clip, the sound bite of a radio guy, some radio station, and he's like getting all into it. He's like, he's at the 30, he's at the 20, he's at the 10. The dude gets so if you watch the video, I can share my screen real quick.
Oh, let me see.
Let me pull it up real quick.
Or just send me the link. I'll pull it up.
Oh, we got it. Actually, yeah, it's probably better.
Hey man, you do what you want. This is your
Because
show.
it's YouTube, and I don't need that clown Roger Goodell coming after my first podcast episode.
I don't know if he's gonna. Yeah. He might come after you because you're from New England, man. He hates
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
So this is from the Super Bowl last night.
This is from last night.
Okay. I did not hear any of the commentary or anything that you speak of, so I'm interested.
So what I'm sending you is actually just the video of the guy, like from the crowd.
Okay.
So it's hilarious because the dude he like outruns security, and then he gets to like the 5 or he gets to like the 15 or the 10-yard line, and you just see like this Paul Blart looking guy come running in from this, takes him down at the 1.
Yep. Those are some big dudes chasing him. They're like,
right? Stadium security.
Most entertaining thing about last night.
Honestly. So it's funny. I heard people saying this morning that the second half was boring.
I mean, it was just kind of Tom Brady going out there and
it was Tom Brady going out there and doing his thing, and then
the Bucs defense
shutting it down. I thought that was super I mean, I was personally rooting for Tampa because as a New Englander, I wanted to see Tommy Boy win number 7. Not a
No,
big deal.
I just wanted to see a good game. I just wanted to see everybody like, to the end of the game. I wanted it to be close, but I, I said
It's
this
too much of a
last
nail
night.
biter.
I I love nail biters. They're so entertaining, especially when I don't have like a horse in the race.
I
But
mean, you kind of do though with Tom Brady and Gronk, no?
nah, nah, I don't mind if he wins or loses. He left New England. Listen, I
Oh,
get
so he's
why he
just a
did.
traitor and a
He's
coward.
he's not a traitor. He's just not my quarterback
You're just
anymore. He's just Tom Brady. He's still the best, but
he's still the greatest,
yeah,
not only New England Patriot but NFL player in
yeah,
history.
he has more rings than any player ever.
He only brought New England all 6 of their titles. Not a big
Only,
deal.
not a big deal.
It's
But
funny
no,
though.
the
Sorry to interrupt. I heard this interesting stat that I think it was like between he didn't win a Super Bowl between the ages of like 28 and like 36 or something like that.
really.
Because
Well,
I
because
think he was
New
20.
England won that dry spell though, like from
y-
like whatever to till they won their against Seattle with
Yeah,
the Malcolm pick. Yeah, let me.
exactly.
Yeah. That's just
Um,
it's a dry spell.
what was it? When did they win? 07?
Let's see. They won. Here I'll pull them up right now, so I don't get any facts incorrect. As a New Englander, I should know all of these by heart. But they won in 02, 04, 05, and then the Seahawks Super Bowl with the Malcolm pick was in 2015.
Okay, that's right. That makes sense. 20. Yeah, that makes sense.
So there's a 10-year dry spell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I remember they were 08 was there. They were undefeated and lost
Yep.
to New
I think that was
York.
08. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember
Well,
I was I remember I was watching that game and what was it like? Forget what the score was, but it was a close
that was
game.
a nail biter for
Yeah,
sure because it was right down the wire. Yeah.
yeah. I remember I remember when I was watching it. I was 10, or actually no. At that point I was only 9. Like I just turned 9 that past September, so I wasn't really too into it.
Yeah.
I was obviously rooting for New England because I'm a fucking kid growing up in New England watching sports.
Right.
So I remember the David Tyree helmet catch. I was like, there's no way that counts. He can't use his helmet. Like, yes, he can, and it did.
Yeah.
It's okay though, because Julian Edelman made up
He did.
with that nasty catch. Was that
Absolutely.
against
That was against the Falcons.
Atlanta?
Yep.
Dude, that game was unreal.
That was
So
a good game.
that night during that Super Bowl, I was volunteering in the ER that my mom used to work at. And literally, like every single patient room had the game on because,
Of
like,
course.
New
Everyone
England,
was watching it.
of
Yeah.
course, in the break room, Super
Yep.
Bowl. So I don't have to go far to check in on the game. I'm not
Hmm.
like sitting in front of the TV. But like at one point, like I remember at one point I was cleaning this one bed and they had the TV still on, and I'm like, dude, it's 28-3
Yeah. It's
with
over.
however with yeah. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, this is gonna be unreal. If the Patriots come back, this is gonna be the most incredible Super Bowl ever.
Right.
And then so towards the end of the game, a bunch of the staff members started grouping right outside this one room, which was a psych room with a psych patient in it. I believe they were sleeping. However, still not appropriate. Anyway, so there was a group of people huddled around this room, and then there was a group of people huddled around the TV up on the wall in the break room.
Yep.
So I remember I was like going into the bathroom or something, and I just hear people like hooping and hollering, like clapping, like loud New England fans.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm like, holy shit, it's like they're getting it's close.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
And
game.
then and then I remember I don't remember I think I remember just hearing people go crazy, and I went in the break room, checked the TV, and it was tied up. I'm like, holy shit. I think I
Yeah.
stayed in the break room for
Damn.
the
The rest of the
entirety
game.
of OT.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't that like the first Super Bowl that went to OT?
Overtime ever. Yeah. Absolutely. It was
That's
sick.
insane.
It was insane.
So now that our Super Bowl talk's out of the way, let's get back to DC.
Oh yeah. What do you want to talk about DC?
Um,
What do you want to talk about?
God, where do we start? Just the memories and stuff, right? The people.
There's a lot. Yeah, the people there were awesome for sure. And being like younger too, and getting to go to
Yeah,
DC, like
absolutely.
just like we're on the
Pro-life
bus
generation.
driving for hours, and we're like, oh, we get to go to DC. We get to see all the cool stuff in DC. Cause like I've never been to DC, and it was
Before so before I went to the March for Life in 2015 with Coil, I had been to DC one time. My mom's cousin lives down in Maryland.
Yep.
So we went down one year for Easter and we were able to do some sightseeing, and like we went to the National Zoo and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun, and like after that, I had just always wanted to go back. I wanted to go back to DC. So then when I had my chance, I did, and it doesn't hurt that it's for life.
Yeah, good cause.
Absolutely,
For
great
sure.
cause.
Absolutely.
So then like when I started going with you guys, that's kind of part of the reason why I started doing the vlogs, was just to help myself like
Yep.
just take in everything a little bit more. Granted, none of the videos were that good and didn't really take in the march, but
Vlogs.
the behind the scenes shenanigans
Yeah. Yeah,
were
they were pretty juicy.
they were
I
tight.
mean, there was a lot of good memories of
Oh,
that for
absolutely.
sure. Yeah. What do you
I
want to talk
remember. You remember the
about?
giant fisheye I bought?
I do remember that. And that dude, that was in the giant mall. I remember that day. We're
Yeah,
like, we're
that was
gonna
at
go to
that.
the what mall was that? It's the
That
one
was
in D,
at
not
it's
DC.
oh
It's
shit.
close by. I don't.
Yeah, it's right outside in Virginia.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
it's yeah. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Me too. I got it.
Okay, you look it up. But we went to the mall, and I remember like we were in there, we're shopping around. There's a lot of like
There's like an
stores that
electronics store, Tyson's
yeah.
Corner.
I can't believe you remember that.
I
But we
just I just googled. I'll tell you what I googled. I googled Big Virginia Mall. The first one was Lynn Haven Mall. I'm like, no, that wasn't it. And then Tyson's Corner Center. I'm like, that's
that's the
right, because I
one.
remember our hotel was in Tyson's Corner.
There you go. So anyway, we're down there, and they have one of those. They have I don't even know what store it was, but they had the
There's some
Snapchat.
electro.
The
Oh,
Snapchat spectacles that I snagged.
that was the next year.
Was it?
Yes. So the
Oh,
first
it's
year,
all a blur now.
so the first year I got the. I remember I got the
Fisheye.
fisheye lens, and then
Yep.
also for a friend of mine who was an ER nurse at the hospital, I got her it's like the top of a wine glass,
Hmm.
but it goes right on top of the wine bottle. So you can
Okay.
drink from the bottle, but it's like you're drinking from
I think I
a
remember
glass.
that. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
like
yeah.
because I don't want to I don't want to make it sound like she's an alcoholic, but she's a mom. She's a mom. She's like a third. I think she's
Way to put it.
32. I think she just turned 32. I don't want to say it was 33.
Yeah, it's better to call someone younger than older.
Yeah, exactly. So she's in her early 30s,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and she enjoys wine. So I'm like, dude, this is perfect for her. I think I joked about getting her one before, so I'm like, dude, this would be amazing if I actually just showed up and gave it to her. So I don't. So I remember the first year I got the fisheye lens, and dude, it's kind of cringy going back and watching the first 2 years of the vlog because of your ex girlfriend, who we won't name.
Which one? I don't know which one you're talking about.
Not. You got
No,
it.
I know. I'm
You
not
got
naming
it.
anybody. I'm not naming anybody. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ironically, and no, I don't want to. I'll tell you this
Come on, man.
off.
Don't throw me in the Shark Tank. What are we doing here?
All right, anyway, so it's just cringy watching those videos because
Yeah,
she
yeah,
is
yeah, 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 yeah.
um so but
Right,
I
straight to the
remember,
deep end. You're throwing me straight to the deep end here.
I mean, the way I asked who are you, and you said I'm still trying to figure that out myself. You threw yourself in the deep end, bud.
I am still
I'm
trying to
just
figure
giving
myself out.
you the cinder block boots.
Thanks, bro. I'm just gonna jump to the
Anyway,
bottom of the lake. It's all right. It's fine.
I don't even know where I was going with that.
I don't either.
So I don't
Oh, the
so
videos were cringe. You were saying the videos
yeah,
were
they were just
cringe.
pretty cringy. So I remember, so the first year we didn't really do anything too
Nah,
crazy. The second year,
I was whipped the first year. You know, I couldn't do
yeah,
much.
dude, really were, dude. Kind
Yeah.
of were the second year too. Although you were a little bit more of a free spirit, if I may say so myself.
Thanks. Oh,
The second
namaste.
year, I think the I think that was the first year that I got to go to Arlington when we saw the changing of the guard. So we're at Tyson's Corner. We're dropping off. I think it was the group from Fian, and we're like planning like, oh, we're gonna go to Arlington. We're gonna see the changing of the guard, and this girl who got threatened to run over the vice principal made a big deal and was like, yeah, I want to go shopping. I'm gonna go shopping, and like literally the entire group was like, yeah, let's go shopping. I'm like, fuck, I wanted to go to Arlington
You
and
didn't want
pay
to go to the big
respects.
fun mall like
We
a
were gonna
true
go
kid?
after.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It was literally do we just get off now or do we come back later? It's like it's not a big deal if we come back later. We just have a little bit less. We just have a couple less hours to blow our money.
But as a true 13-year-old, everyone wants to go to the mall. We're 16. I don't know how old you were.
17, 18. They were most of the kids were seniors. So yeah.
There you go.
So after that, I just always wanted to go to Arlington, and so then I think it was I forget if it was 2018 or 2019. The first year we actually went to Arlington. I think it was 2018.
I don't remember.
Yeah, because it did.
They all blur, man.
Yeah, so we
I
went.
don't remember.
I think. Yeah, I think
Like
it was
the
2018.
the three
The
times we went
last
to
3
DC,
years.
they just all blur
4.
together as one trip.
4.
Oh, 4. You see?
17, 18, 19, 20.
They all blend together as one trip to me. Just
So
DC.
that's right. Because in 2019, I didn't put out the second. I only put out the vlog of us going down, and then last year I didn't even. I ended up just scrapping the footage. I have no idea what I even did with the footage I had on the GoPro.
Just
So
you yeeted it.
yeah, so 2018 we went to Arlington for the first time, and it was just it's such a humbling experience. It really is. Um,
It's really awesome, actually.
and honestly, for me personally, I have nothing but respect for anyone who serves our country in the military.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I have family members on both sides who have. I have a bunch of friends who are in. I have a friend in the Air Force. I have a couple of friends in the Navy.
Nice.
And I think most importantly for me personally, working in the nursing home, some of the I've been very fortunate and blessed to have been able to meet and actually form a relationship with, at least that I can remember off the top of my head, 3 World War II vets.
Nice. Wow.
Dude, so funny story about one of them. I know we're going way off topic here, but I really don't care. This is like, it's my fucking show.
I run this show.
This is my podcast. I am the captain now.
I am the captain now.
All right, shout out to subtle racism.
Where? How?
The accents we just did?
No, that's not.
It's comedy. It's comedy. That's what this is. It's a comedy podcast. So
I don't know if this is considered comedy either.
It's a comedy of errors.
That's okay. We'll move on. This is the gamer podcast, all right?
The gamer who literally only plays single player games.
That's you. Don't speak for me.
Saying. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
So
this is the gamer episode when you bring a gamer on board.
Yeah,
that's
we don't even talk about gaming.
No, we don't. We really don't.
So
we should though.
This one resident, he passed away a little over a year ago, actually.
Yep.
He and I, like, he was. When you become a CNA, like I am, and a nurse's aide, one thing they teach you is to not pick favorites, but being a human being, like I know, like nurses I work with, CNAs I work with,
yep,
we all pick favorites.
Of course.
We all have, and like we all have that one or those few residents that you just have a little bit better of a bond with.
Yep.
And so this one guy, for legal reasons, I will not say his name because of this thing called HIPAA, which is you can't give out like information about patients and stuff.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And I don't know how long it stands after they pass away. So for now, we'll just not use a name. But this gentleman, he was a World War II vet. I want to say he was like an Army medic in the Pacific.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing guy, great sense of humor. Like, he was a huge Red Sox and Patriots fan, so he's kind of part of the reason why I've somewhat paid attention to the Patriots over the last few years.
Gotcha.
Dude, I just realized this entire fucking podcast is just gonna be me yapping my head off. So, after this, we can tell the McDonald's story.
McDonald's. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So working in the nursing home and forming these relationships with these World War II veterans over the last few years has really given me a deeper appreciation for the men and women who serve our country.
Yeah.
And especially the ones who unfortunately lose their life in battle.
Yep.
So yeah, Arlington was an absolutely incredible experience. I remember in whatever the second year we went was, during the changing of the guard, I'm filming it on my phone. At one point, like, there was a lady kind of in front of me, but to my side, and then you were in front of her, or you might have been next to her. and all of a sudden her phone goes off, and I remember I had it on video. You just turn around and your eyes were huge because you thought it was my phone going off.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was like, Tim, your phone.
The McDonald's story. So to set this up, we got to our hotel at like 11 or something like that. We get
Yeah,
in our
it
room,
was
we get
late.
settled.
It was really late.
Evan sets up his Switch on on the hotel TV.
Yep, we're all chilling. I
So
think we're playing like
then,
Super Smash Bros.
yeah, they're playing. I think Paulo and Evan were playing for a while.
Yep.
So at like 11:30, Kyle goes,
I'm hungry.
yeah. So he's on his phone looking
I'm
for like
hungry.
food places around. We're all
Yeah.
fucking starving.
Yeah, we're starved.
So so eventually Kyle's like, yo.
We should go get food.
So this was in 2019. So he looks
Yeah.
up like I think he was trying to look up like fast
Food
food
near me.
yeah, food near
Absolutely.
me.
You Google that. Everyone's done that in their life.
Yeah, so we're all
Yeah.
like in the living room. Like I think Kyle and Joe were like off in the bedroom because they were like a little bit separated.
Yep.
All of a sudden from the bedroom, Kyle's like, "Yo, who wants to go to McDonald's? There's one a half mile away. It closes like a half an hour."
And
So
everyone's like, where? And I'll go
so
to McDonald's.
so I think did Paulo end up coming with us?
No, I think it was just
It's
me,
just
you, and Joe.
yeah, I think you're right because I think Paulo and Evan stayed back and played
Yeah. Yeah.
Smash. So
They're not
so
adventurous like us.
yeah, so me and Joe are like, "Fuck, let's go."
Yeah.
So actually, that year I
You
brought
turn down McDonald's.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude, it's only half mile away.
Only,
So
only half a
it's
mile.
only half mile.
We
It's
don't
not
have a
that
car
far.
because we got
Yeah,
taken there by a bus, so we
yeah.
gotta walk. So it was a
So
little bit of it was a little bit of a hike,
and it was also snowing.
and it was
So
also snowing.
so eventually, like a couple of people, I think like Paulo might have been like, maybe like give me a minute, and
I
we're
think
like,
no,
no,
I think Evan. Actually, now I think about it, I think Evan did come with us, but I really don't remember.
I
I
don't
can't remember.
remember. I know it was
But I remember.
definitely.
I know we went.
I think there were four of us. I don't remember who the fourth one was.
It may have been Evan,
It was
honestly.
either I think it was either Evan or Paulo, but then I don't remember
She.
who. I think Paul. I don't remember. Anyway, so
Anyway,
we decided, fuck it, let's go. So
let's
we
go.
throw our shoes on.
Yep.
We so
Put our best vest on. Oh my light just went crazy. Almost just kicked that over.
so so we start. We're going to this McDonald's.
Yep.
And it's by the time we get there, I think
It's
it took maybe like an hour to get there.
no half
Cause it
mile. No, no, no. That was the last.
because I remember we dicked around for like 10, 15 minutes trying to figure out who was going. Because we
Yeah.
got there and it was like close to
It
whatever
was
time.
it was still supposed to be open. We got there like 5 or
We
10 minutes before they were supposed to
yeah,
close.
which
But
I think maybe it was at 12:30 because I remember the drive-through closed at 1 and we got there a little bit before 1.
I really don't remember.
I don't remember.
All I remember,
we get
all I
there a
remember
few
is
minutes.
the closing time on Google said it was like supposed to be like whatever time, 1
Yeah,
o'clock.
it said it was at 1, so we're
But
like, let's
it
fucking
didn't
go.
say dining room or drive-through. So we're like, oh, it's just closed
Exactly.
at 1. So we get there and
So
we try to
the
open the
lights
door.
are off
The lights are off, and
and
we're
the
like,
door's
oh,
locked.
they're not open. And we're like,
So
dude,
then
we're screwed.
on the door I see it says that the sign with the hours it says the
Yeah, yeah.
dining room closes at midnight.
But the
The
drive-through's open
drive-through's
till
open
1 or
till
something.
1.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's try to walk through the drive-through, see what
Which
happens.
obviously is a great idea.
So we go up to the first. So we walk up to like the ordering kiosk.
Yeah, and the lady's like, "What's up, dude?"
No, so we didn't get an answer there. So then we walk up to the first window
Oh yeah,
and we
that's
start
right.
knocking on the window and there's a dude sitting there like
He's like,
leaning against the counter on his phone.
he's like, "What are you doing, man? We're closed."
No, he ignored us. Don't forget. The
Yeah,
woman
yeah,
at the
yeah. Well,
second
yeah.
window walks up. So we're knocking on the window and she just opens the window. She's like, "No, you can't do this."
Yeah.
So then we're all like dejected and stuff and then a car pulls in. And then what happened?
Well, so this car pulls in and he's gonna go through the drive-through, and he's sitting there, and I'm like, I look at the guys, I'm like, "Yo, I'm hungry. You hungry? We walked a half mile for this." And I'm
So
like, "What if we just
granted,
ask
it's
him?"
almost let me just interrupt real
It's
quick.
almost 1 a.m.
It's almost 1 a.m.
I'm
We're
hungry.
we're in like this sketchy area in Virginia
Yeah,
that we
of
don't know.
DC.
Right
We have no
outside
idea where we at.
DC. DC's already a sketchy city, and
Yeah.
that's not including the politicians. So this random
This
dude pulls in like a black sedan.
it was sketch.
Kyle's like,
I'm like, "Yo, like, let me go ask
yeah.
Let me go ask if they'll order food for us. I'll pay them."
And
And
let me just say, when I'm in an uncomfortable situation, I am a massive pussy.
Tim was like, "No, no,
I'm
dude,
like,
don't
no,
do it.
dude,
It's
it's not worth
sketch."
it, man.
And I look at
it's
Joe, and
so sketchy.
me and Joe are both fiends. We're hungry. I'm like,
Uh,
"Joe," he goes,
He's
Do
like,
it.
yeah. So at this point, I'm like, dude, I don't even. He's like, what do you want? You want a Big Mac? You want that? I'm like, dude, I don't even
Tim's like, I don't
fucking
even
want
want
anything at
food,
this
dude. I
point.
don't want it
Like, I want
anymore.
to live. So
So I'm
Kyle
like,
goes
fuck
up
it.
to the car.
I walk up. I tell the guy, I think me and Joe wanted a Big Mac. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, I think
And
you asked him to
I
get like 4
knock
or
on
5
the,
Big Macs.
yeah. I knock on the window, and he like
He
looks
like
at me.
rolls his window down like this
He
much.
like, yeah. But at first he like looks at me, kind of
Yeah.
looks back, and then looks again. He's like rolls it down like a crack. He's like, what's up? And I'm like, hey, they won't let us get food. We don't have a car. If I give you money, can you order a few Big Macs for me? And he gives me the like once he let his
He
guard
was like
down,
he was hesitant at
he was
first,
hesitant.
but then I think he saw it was like 3 or
He was like,
4
oh,
like super white boys. He's like, all right.
he's like,
He's
these
like,
guys are just hungry.
I ain't in no danger.
He was like, he looked at us. He's like, these are just some kids. They just want some food. I
They
got him.
just
He's
want some
like,
Big Macs.
I got you. I'll get you a Big Mac. So he pulls like he's waiting at this talk, the station there for like I don't know 5 minutes, and
So he
finally
yeah so he's sitting up, so he
sitting
pulls
there.
up to that kiosk, and
Yeah,
he's
he's
like the
waiting
order thing.
for
So then
like
I
a
look at
solid
my
five
phone.
minutes.
I'm like, fuck, dude, it's 1:02. Now the drive-thru's closed.
Yeah, and the
So
lady
we go
comes
up to him.
on and
Yeah, and
she,
she's like,
we're
yeah, no.
closed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's like, we're closed, sorry, come back tomorrow.
Yeah,
So then did you give him money at that point?
I didn't give him anything yet. No, you
Okay.
never give
So
money before you receive the
exactly.
food.
Exactly.
Never.
That's what I'm trying to remember.
I would have
So
given him
we
20 bucks. He would have pulled off.
yeah, he's like, that
That's what I
was
would have
easy.
done. Yeah.
So then
Hit the staples button. That was easy.
so then we go up and we tell him, yeah, like, dude, the drive-thru's closed. Like, sorry about that, man. Like, sorry you couldn't get your food. Like, I think he might have apologized for not getting us our food. We're
He was
like,
like,
dang
oh
it.
well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Later,
don't
guys.
even
And he
worry about
just
it.
gave us the piece.
Yeah, so then he just drives away. So then at this point I'm like, nah, let's
We
just go back
we
to the hotel. Like, we're
yeah.
fine. So
And me and
then
Joe were like, dude, we
Kyle's like
invested
on
time
his
into this. I'm hungry.
yeah, exactly. And Kyle's like, dude, there's a 24-hour McDonald's a mile and a half up the road.
Was it that far?
Something like that. It was like
Oh,
a mile or like a
I
mile
didn't
and a
know it was that.
half.
I don't remember how far it
Something like
was.
that. I think it was. I want to say it was like the
It was
first
it
one.
was more than a
I
half
think.
mile. I
Yeah,
know
I think it
that.
was like a half mile for the first one, and then like a mile and a half or a
Yeah,
mile for
yeah.
the second one.
It was like a mile. Yeah.
And it's still snowing, so we're like,
But
fuck it, let's
it was
go.
back towards like the direction of the hotel, but like it kind of veered off a
No,
little bit.
it
And I
was
was like,
way off, dude.
let's just take a detour, guys. So we're like, all right,
So
let's
we start
go.
walking. So at one point we're walking over this like it's like the
Bridge.
street. It
It's a
goes
bridge.
over over some train tracks,
Yeah.
and we're fucking freezing.
It
We've
was
already seen,
cold.
and Kyle had seen a bunch of like Uber and Lyft cars go by. So at one point we tried to call a cab. Do you remember
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, and
What
they were like,
happened?
nah, there's no cabs over there like this time of night.
And then she hung up on you.
I was like, thanks, guy. Yeah.
Yeah, literally we call a cab. She's like, "All right, where are you?" He's like, "We're on such and such a street
I had
by
Google
such
Maps, so I
and
just
such."
pulled
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, no, we don't have any cabs in your area." Click.
Thanks.
So then we keep trudging, and at one point, we're at like near this intersection, and Kyle's like, "Yo, if I see one more Uber, like the next Uber or Lyft car I see that's empty, I'm gonna ask them if they can give us a ride." Sure enough, like a minute later,
Yep.
a Lyft drives up to the red
It was
light.
sprinting, dude.
So Kyle sprints into the street.
I probably scared the poor guy.
No, so he goes to knock on the window. He makes eye contact with the woman sitting in the passenger seat. Do you remember that? So and then you just awkwardly walked away.
Yeah, I do remember
I think the
that.
guy might have rolled down his window and you're like, "Oh, sorry, never mind," and just
Yeah, I do
awkwardly
remember
walked
that.
away.
I remember the fear in her eyes.
Yeah,
I'm like about to knock, and she just looks up.
because
She's
at
like,
this point it's like 1:30 in the morning.
yeah. It was a sketch time to be out, and she just like looks like, oh my, like this is how my life ends. I didn't think it was gonna go this way.
Yeah.
I didn't plan my life like this.
So then we're just like, we just got to keep trudging.
Yeah, I
So
keep trudging.
eventually, Kyle and Joe are like running down the street, and whoever else we were with, whether it was Evan or Joe, they're running down the
I think it was
street.
Evan.
All three of you guys are fairly skinny, in shape, like exercise, and then I'm just like a fat, like I mean I wasn't like fat.
He was doing the vape and the yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
were
that's
doing
right.
Juul.
I did.
That's
No,
what I'm saying.
I don't think I had a. Did I have a
I don't
Juul or did I
remember.
have? I
You
thought I
probably had
had
an
a different.
off-brand Juul from
No,
like China.
I think I think I remember exactly what I had. I think I actually had a couple of them. I forget what they were called. There's just a
Anyway,
specific battery.
you were like, guys, I remember like
So
turning
plus,
around like, guys, I
yeah.
can't keep
So
up.
yeah.
I'm gonna die here. Just out of shape.
Yeah, like 20, like 20,
You couldn't
like
run. Is the
2016.
bottom line. You could not run. You could not
So
run.
2016 through like the last couple of months, like I was like peak chubby Tim. Go check out my YouTube channel.
Peak chubby Tim.
So I was out of shape. I hadn't played any sport in like 4 years at that point. I played lacrosse 4 years prior, which was the most running I'd ever done.
Yep, yep.
I played baseball my whole life. I'm used to running 90 feet at a time. So I'm trying to keep up, and they're like, Tim, come on, hurry up. I'm like, so finally we're probably like a block or two away from the 24-hour McDonald's, and we see the sign. So we're like, dude, home stretch. And then I look at the sign and I'm like, fuck, that sign's not lit. We get like we get to the entrance of the parking lot and we notice the entire restaurant is just blacked out. So at this point, we're all just like, motherfucker.
Yep. So then we were like, well, damn, like we're still kind of hungry, and now
Like,
we've invested
yeah,
2 miles of
yeah, and
walking.
yeah, we've already like run and walked like 2 miles.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we were hungry out before that. We're starving now.
So we go and we're like, well, what's open? And we kind of look. I think we like looked across the street. And there's like a
Yeah,
7-Eleven, or
yep.
maybe we passed the
It was
7-Eleven on the
right
way.
across the street. I remember.
Yeah, and we were like, yo, honestly, let's just go get some 7-Eleven food and let's go home. So
I
we
don't even
we
remember what you guys got.
I don't either.
I remember exactly what I got because again, peak chubby Tim. I got like a bottle of, I think it was like a bottle of Coke or something, and like one of those Oreo ice cream
Oh
sandwiches
yeah.
where instead of like a cookie, it's like a large Oreo.
Yep.
And then
I don't even know what I got. I just got food.
and of
I remember
course,
grabbing whatever they had. Whatever was warm, and then
yeah.
snacky food. I was like, give me something. Yeah.
And then I remember on the way. So I remember throughout the journey, you and Joe were posting on your Snapchat story.
Oh yeah, I
We'll
do
get there
remember that.
later.
Yep.
So on the way back, we were like, I remember. Do you remember that like sketchy ass like? It was a mix between like an alley and a grass lot that we cut
Yeah.
through.
It was like
And
a
we ended up,
park. It
yeah,
was
it
a
was like a
park, but it was like a converted park because it wasn't. It definitely wasn't originally a park, but it,
it
it
was like a
was now.
it was like a if a back alley was
Yeah.
turned into a little park.
Yeah, but there was like buildings kind of on
Yeah,
either side,
yeah,
and there was like a weird
exactly.
ditch.
That's why I'm referring to it. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot the ditch, but that's why I'm
And
calling it like
it's
an
literally where
alley.
people would go to dump a body. Like if you were in DC and you had committed a murder, that's where you would dump a body. Is this
It's
fucking park?
yeah, it's the type of place where if you wandered in there at
You might not come back out.
2:30 in the morning
Yeah.
by yourself, you have a very good chance of getting attacked by a bum with a needle.
And there was like
Thank God there were
you
like
know
four of us.
four, but we were
And it was
kind of
also
what
very dark in that
it
alley, I
was it was
remember.
pitch black. Yeah, we had our flashlights on. There was snow.
Yeah.
We're trudging through the snow, and because it was either we cut through this alley, or we go all the way around. And I was like, guys, listen,
Yeah.
let's just bite the bullet here and let's go. And I remember somebody in the group was like, come on, man, like I don't know if I want to do this, and I don't know if it was.
It was probably me.
I was gonna say, I think it was you. You were like, dude, I don't know if I want to do this. And I look at you, I'm like, listen, you're done running and walking. You're about to have a freaking heart attack. This is less walking. We're gonna cut this
Yeah.
time in half. Let's just walk through. And when
And I remember
the
at one
moment
point.
you heard less walking, you went, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And we just went right across the alley.
And then I remember. So then I remember at one point, I think we might have gotten lost as we got closer to the hotel. We were like, "Is this the right street?" No, no.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we finally
We
found
made
the
it
right
back
street.
though.
Yeah.
We
And
didn't really
then
have any hiccups.
sure enough, surprising enough, if you try to walk in the front door of a hotel at 3 o'clock in the morning, the automatic doors don't work anymore. You have to use your room key.
We're locked out, and I don't even think did we even bring our room key?
Yeah, we had to because we
Oh,
had to
we
get back in
did.
the room.
Okay. I feel like I remember knocking on the window and having
Yeah.
someone.
And
They had to let us in.
Yeah, no, the front door guy like told us to swipe our room key. I
Yeah,
think.
that's right. That's right. Because we were like, oh, I'm sitting there knocking on the window, like, hey, like, let us in. And he's like, room card. I'm like, oh, my bad, my
Yeah, yeah.
bad. Yeah,
So
yeah,
then
yeah.
we get back up and we're telling whoever stayed in our room the whole story.
Yep.
Oh, I just remembered too that year I brought my little karaoke disco light thing.
Oh yeah.
Not that was not like
That
the
was the most
disco light.
recent.
Not the no, I'll show you. I think I have it right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back.
Because this might bring back a memory of. Do you remember the dude who ended up knocking on our door and said he was in the next room over with his kid?
Bro,
And
shut the fuck up.
yeah,
I
he said
remember
they
that.
had like a flight in the morning or something.
Yep, I remember that.
This bad boy.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
genuinely surprised I still have it.
We were partying. I mean, not
Dude.
partying, but we had music going. We had a disco light. We were vibing.
That was the second year I brought any sort of disco light.
We were playing Smash Bros.
We get back to the room and we're telling everyone whatever. So then the next day we get off the bus for the march. We're going over to the rally. And that was the year Donald Trump spoke from the White House.
Was it Donald? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
he
spoke, and I remember when they were going to introduce him, Mike Pence spoke first, And I remember when they introduced Mike Pence, it's like, ladies and gentlemen, Vice President Mike Pence, and you just hear literally like hundreds of thousands of people just go, "Oh."
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
So we get off the bus, and I think that was the year I had the head strap for the GoPro. Yeah, because last year, 2020, I had the chest mount, which I never did anything with that footage. Partially because Father Michael and I, shout out to you, Father Michael. We went up to, so we walked up to Cardinal O'Malley because we found the group from Boston, which I seem to find every year in the 500,000 plus people. So Father Michael and I, you remember Father Michael?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, the priest that I sat with on the bus last year
Yeah.
while we were, Father Michael and I were going to walk up to Cardinal O'Malley, Cardinal Sean. We were going to ask him if he could say, "This vlog is fire," and have that. We were going to planning. It was going to be so hype. Like, we're going to get Father Sean O'Malley, Cardinal O'Malley, to
I don't
say,
remember
"This
this.
vlog is fire." This is kind of like off to the
Maybe.
side. I don't remember. So then by the time we got up to him, like, we said hi to him, and then before we could say anything, someone else walked up and like interrupted us. So yeah, so we get off the bus and we're walking over to the rally that we were going to go to, and Marissa comes up to us and is like, it's like, Kathy Kogan came up to me and she said she saw you guys' Snapchat story last night. She came up, she's like, "Oh, did the boys make it back okay?"
Yep.
When we were walking back, Joe looked at his story to see who had seen it, and he was like, "Fuck, Kathy Kogan saw
Yeah.
it."
I think I blocked her on mine.
Yeah, because I think,
Temporarily.
yeah, I think Joe said he had a private story for
And he messed
fun,
up.
and he didn't remember. He forgot to turn that on.
Yeah.
So then basically Kathy was like, she just wanted to make sure we were back
She really
okay.
cares. She was like,
Yeah.
as long as they made it back in one piece,
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
fine.
As long as they're not dead, as long as we
Yeah.
don't have too many empty
In a
seats.
ditch in an alley, yeah.
Yeah. Which it's funny because I remember I think it was on our way back, we realized that like Lucas and someone
They did the
else.
same thing.
Yeah, they did the same thing.
They went out and they walked. I don't even know. I
I
don't know
don't
if they
think they
got
went.
food.
I don't, and I don't think
Wasn't
they
as
went
far
that
as we went.
far. No,
No.
we have the way better story too.
Yeah, we went way. Dude, that was yeah. It was cold.
So,
It was brick.
all right, Kyle, I think I've held you here long enough. I'll let you go do some homework. I got to start getting ready for work. I
Thank
want
you
to
very
thank you.
much.
I want to thank you so much for coming on and
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
keeping with the Nickelodeon theme for the background.
Absolutely. I'm at the Krusty Krab. We're chefing it up over here.
Do you have pizza?
We don't have any pizza.
The
Sorry.
Krusty
Sorry, let you down.
So that's all I got for you tonight. Hopefully this episode goes well. I look forward to having you and Joe, whatever combinations of that squad that we can get on here. I would love to
Yep.
have you guys on. Love to hear some. I think there's some more DC stories that we didn't touch on tonight that I think we might have to do some memorizing and watching back some of the videos on YouTube.
We
Like,
can even talk about other like crazy shenanigans that we've done
yeah,
because we've done some crazy stuff. You know, we got some
Ju-
crazy stuff.
like Kyle again. Thanks for coming on. Thanks you guys for watching or listening or however I decide to put this out. Look forward to making more of these.
Thanks for having me, man.